Movie buffs, welcome back to the Movie Bay. This is D. In today's video, we're doing Director Spotlight number 6, Tony Scott. So without further ado, let's dive in and take a look at 10 movies from Tony Scott. Starting with Denzel Washington. This movie is produced by Jerry Bruckheimer. So you know you're going to get some action. You're going to get a movie that's shot very well. And the movie's going to look real clean, like a Michael Bay movie. You're going to get a movie that looks really, really sharp and just good action, a lot of great explosions. That's what Jerry Bruckheimer is known for. So we got Deja Vu. Deja Vu came out in 2006. So you got Denzel Washington, not Christian Bale, Val Kilmer, a very young Jim Caviezel. This movie is basically about a machine that the U.S. government got, a secret agency, and they're trying to stop this major crime from happening. Now, it's been a while since I saw this one, but the machine can go back to a certain point. You know how you get that feeling of deja vu? That's what this machine is doing, taking them back to a moment to stop this crime. And the movie it's a really good, solid movie. I don't remember too much. Like I said, I saw this movie when it first came out and I only watched it once, but it was a pretty decent movie. I know it has elements of like time manipulation. Next up is another Denzel Washington movie. This one is 2004's Man on Fire. So Man on Fire, basically Denzel Washington is like a retired, I want to say like a CIA operative who is out of work now, and he got picked up as a bodyguard down in South America where kidnappings is rampant down there, and I'm talking about in the movie. I don't know anything about what goes on in real life. I would imagine it probably do, but kidnapping rich people's kids is a major problem down there. So all the rich families got private security taking their kids back and forth to school. And Denzel Washington got picked up out of his one family. He befriended the little girl. He became like her friend, like a big brother type of figure. And she got kidnapped, and he became a man on fire. Christopher Walken is in this movie. Mark Anthony is in this movie. It's a really great movie. This, to me, as far as Denzel Washington's action movies go, this is one of the best. And we know Denzel cover a wide range of different genres, but his action movies, to me, this is one of the best. A lot of great lines in here, a lot of great quotes, a lot of great torturous moments, and some pretty decent kills. Man on Fire. I mean, he was an absolute badass in that one. Next up, we got another Denzel movie. So we got this time, and again, Jerry Bruckheimer is back as the producer. So you got Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman in one of the better thrillers. This is one of Denzel's better thrillers. Now, we just looked at one of his better action movies. This is one of his better thrillers. I'm not going to say it's his best, but it's one of the better ones. And this is Crimson Tide. This is one of my favorite movies in my entire collection. I love this movie. Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington, they play so well off of each other in this movie. The talent on the screen is, these guys both exude so much machismo, especially when they battle each other on the bridge of the sub, and the way they just stare each other down, or the scene where they're at dinner and they're talking about the horses. Man, this right here, the energy that these guys have is amazing. So what you got here is you got Denzel Washington, who's the XO, who's the executive officer aboard this nuclear submarine, and Gene Hackman is the captain. They get attacked by enemy Akula, who knocks out their communication buoy. So they're going to go execute the orders that they originally have. Since their communication buoy got knocked out, the second order packet came in, and it was incomplete. Denzel didn't want the captain to go ahead and execute the original order because the packet that came in, but it was halfway, he wanted to know what it said. Maybe that was updated orders to hold up. Let's not do this. But you don't know. And Gene Hackman, he's old school. He wanted to just go ahead and fire on the Russians. And Denzel's like, whoa, if you fire on the Russians, they're going to fire back. And then before you know it, everybody's firing at everybody. So it was a mutiny aboard a U.S. nuclear submarine. And that was a hot mess. But it worked out well at the end. You'll see if you watch this movie and see how it turned out. Great movie. I did enjoy this movie. And also, that movie helped set a lot of guys up. You got a young James Gandolfini in there, and a young Viggo Mortensen is in there, and both of those guys went on to become stars in their own right. So, Crimson Tide, great movie. And that was 1995's Crimson Tide. Next up, we got 1991's The Last Boy Scout with Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans. This was a pretty solid movie. I enjoyed it. What you got here, you got Damon Wayans and Bruce Willis. Again, from what I understand, these guys couldn't stand each other behind the scenes, but on screen, the chemistry was great. I enjoyed this movie. I thought they played well off of each other. You would think they was best friends because this movie was good. This reminds me of like Rush Hour with more action. Well, not Rush Hour. I would say, I don't know. It was a good movie, though. Next up, we got 1996, Robert De Niro, Wesley Snipes, The Fan. So you got Robert De Niro, who's an obsessed fan with Wesley Snipes, who's a baseball player. Pretty good thriller. Pretty good. Next up, we got 1986's Top Gun with Tom Cruise. Fantastic movie. It took like, well, let's see, this came out in 1986, 96, 06, 16. It took, what, over 30 years to get Top Gun Maverick on the shelf. So, yeah. Let's see. I'm making sure my math is right. 96, 268. Over, what's that, 35 years to get Maverick on the shelf? I mean, that was crazy. Next up, we got 2009's The Taking of Pelham 1 2 3. This is actually a remake to the original. I did not see the original. If I come across the original, I'll buy it. This was okay. Denzel Washington, John Travolta is the bad guy who's taking the train. Again, this is a movie that I saw back in the day. Who else is in here? This got a pretty, John Turturro is in here. This movie got a pretty good cast. It's not a bad movie. It's a pretty decent movie, but I want to see the original so I can compare. I like to do that. If a remake come out and I don't have the original, I like to go ahead and go back and get the original so I can compare. Good, entertaining watch. And that was 2009's The Taking of Pelham 1 2 3. Next up, we got 1990s. Wow, we going back. Tom Cruise, a very young Tom Cruise. This is Days of Thunder. Days of Thunder was a pretty good movie about a race car driver. He got injured and he came back and it was all right. I mean, this is one of my favorite movies. It's not even one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies. It's just okay. Next up, we got Will Smith, Gene Hackman, Regina King. And again, we got Jerry Bruckheimer. He's back. Tony Scott, Jerry Bruckheimer, they are a great team. This is Enemy of the State. This movie came out when Will Smith was really riding high off of his fame. I mean, at this point, Will Smith was Mr. Summer Blockbuster Man. Let's see, was he at this point? Let me see, 1998. Yeah, he was Mr. Summer Blockbuster Man at this point. He was, everything he put out was just golden. I'm still a fan of Will Smith. I know we got some people in the BlueTube community. There was one video I watched by a guy who said he didn't even want to say Will Smith's name because another grown man slapped another grown man. He didn't slap a child. He didn't slap a woman. He slapped a grown-ass man. I get it. He slapped a smaller man on a national stage. I get it. But at the end of the day, people are really like denouncing the guy and don't even want to say his name in the video because a grown man slapped another grown man. I just don't get it. I'm not encouraging physical violence for what Will Smith was wrong all the way around, but I'm not going to just go ahead and just castigate the guy and throw him away because he slapped somebody. I've seen people do worse than that. So that's that. That was just something I wanted to get off my chest because I'm watching videos and they're talking about Will Smith movies and Will Smith's long body of work. Oh, I can't say his name. What? Get the fuck out of here with that dumb shit. And next up, we got, so Enemy of the State, that was 1998. Next up, we have Beverly Hills Cop 2, 1987. Beverly Hills Cop 2 was a great follow-up to Beverly Hills Cop 1. And these are, in the quality of these is the order. 1 was the best, 2 was second best, and 3 was third best. I'm not going to say it was bad. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as the first 2. And that's 10 movies from Tony Scott. And again, I just want to touch back on that Will Smith thing. Look, I look at I'm here to talk about movies with y'all. These people' personal lives, the stupid shit that they do in they personal life, I don't give a damn. Kevin Spacey, I love his movies. Did he do some stupid shit? Yes, he did. Will Smith, he did something stupid, but I like the movies, and that's all I care about over here. What they do in their personal life, those are demons they have to battle. Those are fines and penalties that they have to pay. I'm here to watch the movies and enjoy the movies. Same with musicians. I still listen to R. Kelly music because I like it. I don't care what they do. That's their business. So that's it. I'll see you in the next one.